So, hey everybody out there in YouTube world, really quick, I'm uploading and moving stuff around so I can share this to people that way they can follow what I'm doing. First and foremost, my name is Javon Montague. Hey, I'm the Mecha Messiah of Madness, Mecha Madness on Instagram. My Twitter account's attached to something else, so don't worry about Twitter. But my YouTube channel is Kikai no Naka no Akuma. And what I wanted to do was let everybody know what's up. So I am a gamer, and for those of you that know what gamers are, you know everything about gamers. We're busy people. We paint, we play, we do everything we want to entertain ourselves. So really quick, I wanted to go ahead and talk to everybody out there in Facebook world about um, the big regiment battle. That was the first conversation that a lot of people wanted to discuss. So first off, Battletech, Alpha Strike. I love it. I love classic Battletech too. You know, sitting around for 4 hours, scribbling off dots and crying, making jokes and 80s movie references and talking about Robotech and Macross. I wanted to go ahead and just jump back to why I love Alpha Strike. Alpha Strike, I can knock out larger games quickly with everything. So first off, let's start off with the forces. It was a combination of McCarran's Third Armored Cavalry, the Wild Ones, which was another battalion or regiment, Death Commandos, and supporting mercenaries of House Liao. And I wanted to do a great send-off game for my friend who's leaving San Antonio. He's in the military. Oh, and if you ever been to a game shop in New Orleans, boom, just wanted you guys to see that. So the focus of the campaign was Carver 5. If you ever played Mech Commander 2 or heard mentions of it in other Battletech games, including one of the mercenary games, you know what Carver 5 is. It is a hotbed of technology, strife. It's been a planet that's been repossessed for several hundred years in the Battletech universe. People hate it. I love it. It's great to discuss for gaming purposes. It vexes people, pisses people off. If you play the Mech Commander 2 campaign, you know that everything that happens there. So I wanted people to know what was going on with the game. So on my side, House Liao. On the other side, from the campaign that I'm running, it is the combined forces of the Allied Mercenary Command being financed by the Neo Star League. So, for those of you that are canon lovers of Battletech and everything has to be perfect, and you are ever on the Battletech forums, I made a running joke of the Lyran Combine, or the Draconis Commonwealth, and a couple of other mashups of factions. The direction I went with the Neo Star League is that I let the main canon storyline go on. That doesn't represent all of the various sub mercenary groups, forces out there, excuse me, that are operating under other guidelines. So, on a technical note, I want to apologize. I'm uploading raw video just to get it off of my memory card because I need to use my memory card for a project at work tomorrow and over the holidays. So, with that being said, back to the Neo Star League. The Neo Star League metagaming, if any of my players are watching, is that one, it is all of the research teams, all of the minor nobles that were financing the redevelopment of the Lost Tech and the memory core and research from 3043 up to the Jihad. I haven't got my plot notes ready for Dark Ages yet. I'm not even to the Republic yet in my game, and I'm about to leave San Antonio and move to New Orleans. So, what is the purpose of the Neo Star League? Neo Star League had sidestepped the governments and the powers that be because the powers that be are at war dealing with the jihad. They don't care about a couple of billionaires rolling around the galaxy on a private luxury ship starting fights with the Blakes. Matter of fact, it's free cannon fodder. And the key free cannon fodder are our mercenary players in the campaign. I haven't even got to run my unit yet because the other GM has been kind of tied up and busy with his own stuff. So my unit launched the landing zone attack for New Aragon. New Aragon was way back in the beginning of the campaign. So the New Aragon campaign was 3069. And speeding up the timeline, we stayed on New Aragon until 3070. We launched an attack on the planet Ford, which is a marked planet on the Steiner border for 3071. Then we flipped to Solaris, and then the end battle campaign for my friend was um, Carver 5. So Carver 5 had already been conquered in a previous campaign by a different force that was Blakist. We pushed everyone off of Carver 5. Um, Star League, before they disbanded, recaptured it. Jihad happened. Everyone went back to Carver 5. And Blakist reinvented the wheel again by recapturing Carver 5 and forcing everyone to guerrilla operations. Neo Star League went ahead and financed a campaign to launch a recovery planetary assault to recover the planet, and they were offering side jobs, secondary contracts for the players to go recover technology that was secretly being developed on Carver 5. That's the battle. So the nuts and bolts of what happened is that Friday night, well, the Friday before Friday night, so a week ago Friday or two, and on a Monday, I gave every player the opportunity to bring upwards of 1,500 to 2,000 points of Alpha Strike. It had to be painted, not necessarily based, but painted and part of your current campaign forces. I just got out the gym and I haven't had a chance to get cleaned up yet, so apologize if I'm like, yeah. But the purpose was to give them opportunity to have a strategic, large objective battle. For example, they had never played no more than two companies at an extra line, so 28 units at a time. So it was a stretch for them tactically, strategically, to get their minds wrapped around. We have an 18-foot board. We're responsible for almost 12 objectives, and I threw them out at the wolves. So the feedback that I got was a large contiguous board. The sheets weren't labeled. Normally, I color code by taking pictures of units and pasting them over the master unit list sheets. I didn't have an opportunity to do that week, and I didn't have my tech support. And I didn't get a chance to ask the other tech support, or should I say our Photoshop assassin, to help me out with that. So I wanted to go with that. The moving point from that was the battle was strategically placed out where any NPC forces I donated to the Allied Mercenary Command, the sheets were organized by Lance and labeled where they were on the battlefield to keep it going. The issue was we were at a busy location that was picked by the person leaving. He wanted to have his going away party there. It was noisy. It was busy. It's a great shop. There's great people there. Ran into some friends, but that was the problem. So many distractions, not really focused on gaming. There you go. So with that, just the camera a little bit. That was the hang up. And the plan was everyone show up by 10, have breakfast, brief, strategy, dice drop by 12 o'clock, and then we were supposed to keep everyone on 10-minute movement turns. Well, with the person that was having his going away party distracted, he'd walk off, have a 20-minute conversation. Someone else had a personal issue and he was in and out. So the key three people still playing were trying to balance over 120 units per side. Movement shooting, dice rolling, planning initiative modifiers, resolving critical hits, what have you, whatnot. One of the things that I purposely wrote into the scenario rules for the campaign was if your unit hits crits, force withdrawal, you're automatically pulled from the table at the beginning of the following turn because we have 120 units per side. We need to start scratching out the numbers. So turn one, if you watch any of the videos, you notice that the dropship left the spaceport and ended up on the Liao side on the island turn one. They deployed 12 mechs out of the Union, they airdropped 3 more, and then they brought in a Pinto attack helicopter and 6 lambs. The losses on that side were 3 long toms, a demolisher, and scratched the pin on a couple of the mechs. Wasn't annoying, wasn't aggravating, but it was like, oh, okay, cool. So after relearning rules, because I don't use lambs, the other player that walks in and out uses lambs. So it was +6s to shoot down his lambs. Instead, I shoved all of my aerospace assets up his rear and just bombed him out. I bombed 4 out of the 6 lambs, finished off one of the 6 with artillery. So out of the 6, 2 escaped, one with damage, one with none, and flew off to go start another fight in the central zone. The central zone is where all the ocean and the other islands were, and you had the 4th artillery helicopter. I mean, artillery pieces. Well, my teammate put his 2 long toms in a supporting fire position right there, danger close to a table edge. So the other players using the radar map flew the helicopters on board right next to the long toms for the other Liao player, and we bombed them horrifically with regulators to wipe out the air assets. So we were going for complete air control turn one, and we achieved 60% of it, 80% of it off the bat. You had 2 Tonbos that flew off the board, never came back, and I had painted them just for the event. You had 2 Chippewas that never fired a shot, dropped a bomb, or anything, and then the 2 remaining lambs that got smoked turn two. In the central zone, the first turn was a lot of whiffing. Hidden units got deployed, and I posted the files from my forces, my side's forces in the group. I haven't got the PDFs from the other players yet to post them. I will post the NPC forces later. But all in all, one of the bonus objectives was clear out a sheet. So when you use the master unit list, it prints out 8 units per sheet. Well, when all the helicopters went away, that was a mission bonus point. Um, the great turtle in my backyard at the landing zone prevented us from cleaning out a second sheet. So, for the sake of brevity, personal emergencies, it's the holidays, we call it a turn two. But once you go page by page of the mission objectives, Liao controlled the landing zone and the central zone of Carver 5. We're probably not going to do a follow up game to this and just let it ride out as it is. But since a lot of the player forces did not participate actively, then Carver 5 is going to be an ongoing battle for plot purposes. So that's the battle report in short. I'm going to try to cut up and put up a better video by New Year's to give you guys the full bat rep. You do have all the pictures. I'm loading more. So that's it. Thanks for watching. 14 minutes of me running my mouth. If you have any questions or comments about what's coming up next, please let me know. Check out the other videos on my channel. Also, I am getting rid of a lot of my 40K models. If you're interested, shoot me a PM on Facebook. Talk to you later.